Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a massive structural puzzle. Think about it. How do global financial institutions actually deploy AI when they're operating under literally the strictest regulatory constraints on the planet? Well, let's dive right in and find out.
There's a saying that kind of acts like a skeleton key for understanding this entire industry. It goes, in financial services, the AI question is never just, does it work? It's, can we prove it works to a regulator? And wow, that is a huge paradigm shift, right? In standard software development, your whole goal is just functionality and speed. But in finance, that absolute need to explicitly prove your system's logic to a government regulator shapes absolutely every single adoption decision. It changes your timeline, it changes the tools you use, and it completely flips your entire approach to innovation. So you end up with this massive clash between the typical tech mindset of move fast and break things and the highly regulated reality of finance. Because breaking things here, that means crashing the economy. You simply cannot afford a black box algorithm denying someone's loan without being able to explain exactly why.
Section 1. The regulator's ultimate question, and why finance is fundamentally different. Section 2. The 3 areas driving adoption, or where AI is winning right now. Okay, let's dive into this. Because honestly, despite those massive regulatory hurdles we just talked about, adoption is happening, and it's happening fast. And it really boils down to these big 3 areas. First up, fraud detection. AI can spot a weird geographic anomaly across millions of credit card swipes in literally the time it takes you to blink. Second is underwriting support. It rapidly digests incredibly complex financial histories, totally accelerating that tedious data gathering and initial risk scoring process. And third, customer service. AI handles all those routine queries, like what's my account balance, which crucially frees up the human agents for the complex, nuanced conversations. Like talking someone off a ledge when they're terrified they've lost their life saving.
Section 3. The human-in-the-loop pattern. It's all about augmentation, not replacement. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we mean by that. If you look closely, there is a very explicit pattern across all of those use cases. AI's role is strictly relegated to the heavy lifting, gathering data, rapid pattern recognition, and just augmenting decisions. But the human's role? That is strictly preserved for complex conversations and, most importantly, the final decision-making. Why? Well, simply put, you can't put an algorithm in jail. You can't find an algorithm. The regulator demands a real human being who is structurally accountable for the risk. An actual physical signature is completely required.
Section 4. A proven adoption sequence and how to build trust internally first.
So the crucial point is, how do you actually get there safely? The playbook is surprisingly simple, but man, is it strict. Step 1. Start with internal-facing use cases first. We're talking things like fraud pattern flagging and document summarization. Why start there? Because it basically gives you a safe sandbox. You get to learn exactly how the AI might fail, but with zero regulatory or reputational exposure. You have to establish a completely bulletproof internal track record first. Only after you've done that do you dare move on to step 2, which is rolling out customer-facing tools like automated underwriting recommendations.
Section 5. Compliance as co-owners and the mindset shift.
Now, what's really interesting about this mindset shift is that treating compliance as an afterthought is actually the absolute biggest obstacle here. A lot of folks think compliance is just this inherent, immovable barrier to AI adoption in finance. But it really isn't. The institutions moving the fastest right now, they made their legal and compliance teams co-owners of the AI roadmap from week 1. If you treat your compliance folks as just gatekeepers, people who are only brought in at the very end to either approve or kill a finished project, you're going to fail, for sure. They have to be partners right there in the design room, ensuring that the required proof for the regulator is built directly into the code from the very first keystroke.
So we've seen how finance strictly requires that human in the loop, that legally accountable human signature. But it really makes you wonder, what happens when we look at an industry with a completely different risk profile? Like, what happens when AI is given full unquestioned autonomy right on a manufacturing floor? Well, that shift from predictive maintenance to total robotic autonomy is exactly what we'll be decoding in our next explainer. See it in.